Excellent sustain. Hello everybody, Lucas Haneman here. Welcome to this week's episode of Guitar Tone Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. Today's episode is all about Squier Affinity Stratocaster style guitars. This particular guitar is in the HSS variety, humbucker in the bridge, single coil in the middle, single coil in the neck. It's a beautiful Lake Placid blue-ish color. And man, it is a joy to play. Backstory on this guitar is my wife found this guitar for free online on a Buy Nothing group. Someone was giving it away, and we thought we'd fix it up and give it to Megan's sister, who wants to get back into playing the guitar again. Really, really nice guitar, man. I mean, especially for free. But honestly, these guitars, brand new, sell for just shy of $300 in Canada in 2022. And used, you can find them anywhere, from about $100, $150 up to $200 or so. So really good value for money, in my opinion, especially if you get one that resonates like this. I mean, sustain for days. Beautiful guitar. So nice. So nice. One important distinction between the Affinity range and the Bullet range, which you should consider depending on your hand size, is the nut width. Typically, these Affinity guitars have a smaller than usual nut width at about 1.64 inches, whereas the Bullet range, which I believe is actually a little bit cheaper than the Affinities, are typically 1.65 inches, which is your more typical vintage Strat nut width. So this is smaller than normal, but it would be good for a student or maybe a young person who's starting out playing the guitar. For me, with long fingers and big hands, it's a little tight down here. But that's just something to consider. Although I gotta say, the profile of the neck makes up for it in a nice way because it's very round and full, considering the nut width. Okay, it's not huge, but it's definitely round and full. Let's go through some clean sounds to get going here. I'm plugged into the Vintage Sound Vintage 20 Princeton Reverb style amplifier, which is one of my favorite clean amps with just a little bit of onboard reverb. Let's hear the neck pickup a little bit more. Beautiful neck pickup. Let's hear the neck and the middle together. Classic Strat sound. Let's go to the middle pickup all by itself for a nice rhythm tone. I would say an underrated pickup position, which I love, the middle pickup. Let's go to the two positions, so the middle and the bridge together. I like it. A little bit more girth, I'd say, in that position than a typical 2 position because of this bridge humbucker. Let's just compare it to the 4 position again. So this is going to be the middle and the neck together. You can hear that top end and that little bit of bass. Whereas the 2 position, a little bit darker, a little bit rounder, I would say. Okay, now the bridge pickup all by itself. Humbucker. That one screams for some distortion, which we're going to hear. But before we get to that, let's just talk a little bit more about the specs, okay? And what to expect with a guitar like this. So as I say, nut width a little bit more narrow than a typical Strat, so something to keep in mind. The neck has a satin finish, which is very, very nice. Very minimal finish, but very smooth in the hand. I like it. Fretwork on this particular guitar is very good. As I run my hand up and down the fretboard, there are no sharp edges. The frets barely go to the end of the fretboard, which I actually really enjoy. To me, that's like a premium feature, and to get that at this price point, amazing. Beautifully rounded fret ends. So Squier is stepping it up these days with these guitars. The body wood is either alder or agathis, depending on the era. I've also heard about poplar being used. Suffice to say, it'll be like an alder type wood, typically. So a little bit more mid-range, maybe. You know, everyone debates that body wood thing and how much they hear it, but I would say good sustain regardless, okay? Nice contours on the body, both on the arm bevel and the back. You're going to have a nice back plate here. This particular guitar has room for the trem arm, although it's nice, it's decked, which I like. So nice firm bridge here. It's not moving. The fretboard is usually either rosewood or a rosewood substitute. It's hard to tell for sure, depending on the era. This one might be rosewood. It's going to be close to rosewood, if not rosewood. And yeah, you know, big headstock, which is kind of a nice old school feature. Vintage style tuners, which is kind of a nice feature as well. And generally speaking, as you can hear, you know, sustain is great. This one acoustically, you know, when I first got this guitar home, I just played it acoustically, and I was amazed by how loud it was and how much it resonated, which to me is a really big deal. The other thing that's interesting is the body thickness on these guitars is a little bit more narrow than a typical Strat, as you can maybe see. It's about 5 millimeters less thick than a typical Strat, which does feel different when you're holding the guitar. But one thing that's nice about that is the weight. The weight of this guitar, I'd say it's under 7 pounds for sure, maybe high 6s, and that's very cool. Like, it really feels nice. I mean, I would happily gig with this guitar because the weight alone is great, and the sustain is not affected much, or not in a negative way, by the body being thinner on this guitar. So, speaking of that, let's hear it with some overdrive, and we're going to go through some pickup positions. So, Kingsley Minstrel overdrive pedal, my favorite overdrive pedal. Here we go. Bridge pickup. pickup all by itself. All right, the neck and the middle together. Neck pickup. More distortion. Well, I'm pretty impressed with this guitar. It takes the abuse well, which to me is the deciding factor about the guitar. So please let me know in the comment section below, have you spent time with the Squier Affinity, and did you like it as much as I like this one? Honestly, man, this is a guitar I would take on the road happily. This is a guitar that I would gig with happily. I mean, I know musicians who do. Jack Pearson from Nashville plays a lot of affinities and, bullets and things like that by Squier, and he plays the crap out of them. So please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and we shall see everybody again next Tuesday.